Hey guys, Bobby here, and in this video we're going to talk about my initial thoughts and all of the changes that came out with the Zhiyun Crane 2. Now first and foremost, if after this video you want to purchase the Zhiyun Crane 2 or a Zhiyun Crane, the original one, or any of the other Zhiyun products for that matter, I have partnered up with Zhiyun to offer my subscribers 10% off. All you need to do is go to the link, which I'll put in the description, use my code, which is RDM10OFF, all capital letters, and you'll get yourself 10% off any Zhiyun product at zhiyun.us. That's going to save you $75 on the new Zhiyun Crane 2 and just under $50 on the original Crane. If you followed this channel for a little while, you know that a little bit ago I was able to partner up with Zhiyun and test out the original Crane. I'm still actually waiting on my test model of the Crane 2 from Zhiyun US. But thanks to a friend, I was able to get my hands on one now. It's been out for a couple months at this point. So I want to give my initial thoughts and go over the changes that have come about in the new Zhiyun Crane 2 in this video. And then in another video, I'm going to go over specific likes and dislikes and where I think it fits as far as wedding cinematography and really if it's worth it or not. So quickly, let's go over some of the physical changes that they made in the Zhiyun Crane 2. As you can tell right here, this is the Crane 2 right next to me, and then this is the original Crane. And this is, again, the original. This is not the Crane V2, although it's very similar. So some of the big changes that are between these two models, overall it's a little bit bigger, not by a whole lot. It just looks a little bulkier. A lot of that is in the grip. I don't know if you can see down here, but the grip is a lot thicker. Some other physical changes, it comes with its own quick release system, which is nice. I had to mount my own on this one. Not a huge deal, but it's great to have one built in. It also comes with feet. I'll hold it up here. So these feet are included now, they're already built into it. Whereas with the original Crane, I highly recommended to my subscribers to buy these Manfrotto feet. I think that puts the Crane just in another level, being able to set it down anywhere comparatively to the Ronin M, which is what I had come from. So, and a few other little changes. They use like these kind of tabs instead of these knobs, but all in all, pretty similar physically, not a bunch of huge changes, but there's definitely some features that they put in here that really make it kind of a next level gimbal. One of the big changes I'm excited for is the upgraded weight limit. The original Crane with the updated firmware was 1,800 grams, which is a bit under 4 pounds. However, you really wanted to keep it more like 1,600 or below, as people would start to get micro jitters if they were really pushing that. Now with the new Zhiyun Crane 2, they've upped that to 7 pounds, so close to doubled it, honestly, as far as usable amount of weight limit. And the big thing for this is that it really does open up the ability to fly a wide variety of cameras. When we got the original Crane, we had just switched over to Sony, and that switch kind of went hand in hand together to get away from the Ronin. We were, of course, excited for what Sony had to offer as well, but we were longtime Canon users at the time, and a Canon 5D Mark III at the time, now a 5D Mark IV, wouldn't really fit, at least not with a whole lot of lens options on the original Crane. Now the Crane 2 with the 7 pound support allows you to easily fly a 5D Mark IV in a variety of lenses, and of course you can still fly your mirrorless cameras like your Sonys, Panasonics, etc. as well. Another big feature upgrade that I've gotten to play around with my Canon cameras and unfortunately does not work with the Sony cameras is the follow focus system. Now this is probably the biggest change and honestly a huge step forward for gimbals, especially at this price point. In my tests with Canon it worked very well, but you can just turn it here and that will you'll have a cord running to your camera if you're on a Canon, and it will trigger your autofocus system and it will basically run your manual focus from this knob. Kind of down that same line, you can now control some of your camera functions. Again, this is limited to the type of camera. It doesn't work on Sony's currently, but you can, with the joystick and with some of the buttons on the menu system, you can control things like aperture, ISO, and shutter speed. So you can change those on a fly. You can also record right from that button rather than having to reach up and hit your camera to record. So a lot of things that just make it a little bit easier to use, a lot of things that are definitely an upgrade in the Zhiyun Crane 2. I still think the original Zhiyun Crane is an amazing stabilizer. That's still currently what we're using because we are flying mirrorless cameras. But there's definitely a bunch of features packed in the Crane 2, and depending on what you're using, it could be very well worth it. Again, this is just a quick initial thought video after spending some time with it. I am going to go into a deeper discussion on the Zhiyun Crane 2, specifically for wedding cinema and what that looks like, and whether or not I think it's a worthwhile purchase. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Let me know if you guys have any questions about the Zhiyun Crane 2. I'll make sure to get to all of them. And again, I'd love to have you like this video, subscribe, and follow along for more videos. Thanks.